Hi, and thanks for inquiring with Remax Property Management Services. My name's Dave Stockbridge, Agency Principal. Our Property Manager Renee Williams will be in touch with you shortly, but in the meantime I wanted to convey to you some of our fees and charges that pertain to our property management services. Naturally, it's a big decision to make as to the agent that you select when it comes time to have that property managed, and we want to make sure that you've got all the information you need to make an educated, informed decision about the agent that's best suited to your property. Our fees and charges are very simple to understand. We've designed it that way deliberately, so there's no hidden costs or hidden charges. Our fees are 7.7% of the lettable value of the property. Plus, there's a 2-week letting fee. It's really important to realise that there's no additional fees and charges over and above that. Now, we do not charge a relet fee. So if your tenant stays there for 3 years, you're not being charged an additional expense just for having that tenancy agreement roll over like many other agents do now. There's no administration costs, no petties costs, no additional fees or charges will be affected on your statement at the end of the month. How we go about the process is simple. We're very particular in terms of the tenants we like to place in the property. We go through that process of seeking that tenant by advertising on the net, but also, firstly, we check with our tenants that we already have that are paying their rent on time, that are looking after properties, to see if the time's right for them to move into another residence. If indeed it is, we can then guarantee the quality of that tenant. But if it's a matter of finding a new tenant for you, we'll do that by way of advertising and carrying out as many inspections as need be to find the tenant you're comfortable with. Through the application process, we'll work out who's right and who's wrong for the property. We're fortunate in that we tend to be inundated with inquiry when it does come to our managed properties, and so you will end up with some options. You'll have people to choose from. We'll qualify those options for you and present the best options for your perusal. Ultimately, you get the final say. But once you've made your appointment of tenant, we will then go through all of the process of having them carry out the rest of the paperwork. We'll lodge all of the documentation, we'll lodge the bond with the Residential Tenancies Tribunal and ensure all the paperwork is in place so that should you ever require to take that paperwork for the benefit of your lender or take that paperwork away for the benefit of your accountant, it's all there and available for you. Once that tenant's in the property, we'll be carrying out quarterly inspections of the home. Now, there are some cases where we do introduce a new tenant to the home, and if we have any concerns as to how they're caring for the home in that first 3-month period, we'll do a spot inspection with relatively short notification so we can see exactly how they're caring for the property. But otherwise, the quarterly inspections will be carried out, and as I mentioned before, at no expense to you. We'll provide you with a copy of that report, and there'll always be a hard copy in our file should you need it for future reference. You'll be paid either fortnightly or monthly, depending on what's best for you and your situation. Either way, there is no additional cost to be paid fortnightly, and we do understand that assists with cash flow, and we know at the moment that cash flow is king, and we're keen to ensure that our landlords are getting all the proceeds as soon as possible from their rented property. You'll be provided with a statement at the end of every month. So if you are a landlord that would like us to pay for your council rates, your water rates and any other outgoings pertaining to the property, we can easily demonstrate to you when and where those fees come out. If you're in reliance of having a certain amount of money at the end of the month sitting in your bank account to cover the mortgage and there is a shortfall, we'll ensure that you're communicated with so that you're aware of any shortfall that might be there as a result of any outgoings or maintenance being carried out on the property. We're keen to ensure that you're communicated with every step of the way. Some people prefer this via email, as working during the day makes it difficult for them to receive calls. Other people prefer SMS. Very important for you to realise that regardless of your preferred form of communication, we're more than happy to abide by that and ensure that you're getting the relevant information you need to be making right decisions throughout the management process. At the end of your tenancy agreement, we'll be going back into the property to carry out an outgoing inspection. Just like the ingoing inspection on the property, over 200 photographs will be taken of the property. And you might wonder, how do you take 200 photographs of a home? Well, Renee Williams, our property manager, will take you through her meticulous inspection process, and we've found that the more detail that we have, the more photographs that we have, the more evidence that we've got, we're in such a stronger position should we need to attend tribunal on your behalf and represent your interests. So once again, thank you for your inquiry. Renee will be in touch shortly, but should you have any questions or queries in the meantime, don't hesitate to give me a call directly. Dave Stockbridge on 8250 4788. Thank you.